Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and welcome to National Scrapbooking Day here at SMS. Actually, it's National Scrapbooking Week because we've incorporated National Scrapbooking Day into our Saturday with Stacy YouTube class, and well, that sale goes for an entire week. What do we have for you today? We have a worldwide launch, we have Doorbuster deals, we have exclusives. Oh my gosh, and it's all wrapped up in some technique that hopefully you learn a tip or a trick or see something new or get the courage to just try. Everything I do today is going to be doable by you. I promise. Now, I have some announcements to make. We're very, very excited. I had told you that the empty alcohol markers were stuck from, I think, YouTube number 442. They arrived, oh, thank goodness gracious, because the worldwide launch I have for you was in that container as well. So we are filling YouTube number 442, we are filling 443, and downstairs is starting to pull YouTube number 447, the dies. If you had done Pay Now and had ordered just from that category for my 4th of July dies. So there is a lot of things rocking and rolling here at the shop for sure. I tell you, for a crew of 9, we are mighty, mighty. There is no stopping us. Now, for National Scrapbooking Day, this is just going to be a regular sale, a regular YouTube Yummy sale. It's going to have free shipping available. It's going to ship in the order of the YouTube. It's not going to be a ships when it ships sale. So it's just part of our regular YouTube classes with a little twist to it, a few little doorbusters and a few little specials that just amp it up a little bit. So I am so excited to bring it to you. I've got product from Couture Creations, which again, exclusive here in the United States, worldwide launch on some of it, and amazing prices. And then I have a Doorbuster deal also from Couture Creations and from Sizzix. Now, if you watched the Sizzix Doorbuster sneak peek, you know that I showed it with some product that's not available this week. It'll be available next week. And I think I've decided that even if we sell out of the Sizzix Doorbuster deal, I'm still going to show it next week, the product again, so you can see it with the new Creative Expressions waxes. Whew. Oh, my heart be still, let me tell you. Holy smokes. So that's all next week. Something to look forward to, but today it is all about Couture Creations National Scrapbooking Day Doorbuster deals and techniques that are accessible to every level of crafter. I've got YouTube winners to announce. There's 2 of you, and wow, what a great time to be a winner chicken dinner. You can take that $25 gift card and go get yourself some Doorbuster deals if they make your heart happy. Who do we have for our first winner? Well, our first winner is Cheryl, and Mom and Dad got kind of cute with how to spell the name. Yeah, kind of cute with how to spell the name. Starts with SH, and there's a Y in there too. There's a lot of letters in the Cheryl, but hello, Cheryl. The last name is Fagan. Hello, Cheryl Fagan. How are you doing? I bet when you were a kid and you had a bicycle and you wanted the name, the license plate name that went on the back of your bicycles that had your name on it, I bet you could not find one spelled this way. I'm pretty sure. But Cheryl Fagan, it doesn't matter. Today, you are a winner chicken dinner here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. You posted a comment last week, posted below. Live chat doesn't count. You posted a comment last week. It was kind. Whatever you said was nice, and James approved it, and our random software selected you. Congratulations. But Cheryl, you are not alone because we always have 2. Our next winner is Terry. Terry. Oh. Okay, so my tip is when two vowels go a walkin', the first one does the talkin'. What happens when you have three vowels in a row? Okay, you just messed me up. Terry, you've just confused me and oh my. Terry, is it Terry Huey? So does the first vowel go do the talking and the last vowel speaks up? I don't know. I'm assuming it's Terry Huey. Is that it? I'm not used to seeing three vowels in a row. But does it matter? No, it doesn't, because you are a winner chicken dinner, even if I said it wrong. I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine how else you would say this. It has to be Terry Huey. And if I'm wrong, Terry, just post a comment and spell it phonetically, how it would sound, if I had to sound it out. Congratulations to Terry and Cheryl. Both of you picked an ideal time to be a winner chicken dinner. That $25 is already in your online account. Go spend it any way you want. I would absolutely take advantage of the Doorbuster deals if they make your heart happy, because they are amazing. Speaking of Doorbuster deals, all Doorbuster deals, no matter where you go, are limited. There's not a never-ending, it's not like a never-ending gobstopper from Willy Wonka where you have it for years, it just keeps giving. Doorbusters aren't that way. They're limited. So if there's a Doorbuster deal that you like, take advantage of it. When they are gone, they are gone. And I'm hoping that we'll have some of even if we don't have some of the Sizzix Doorbuster deals left, I'm still going to show it in next week's YouTube so you can see how to use it with the new Creative Expressions and Pink Ink, Gilded Wax, and Wax Lyrical. And we have a launch on that. I'm very excited. But today I have got beautiful product for you. I'm going to start by just showing you the Doorbuster deals one more time and the product that is on sale. I usually don't start with product to begin with. I usually teach my class and then I show you the product at the end. But because product is limited, and I will tell you, the alcohol ink markers I have from Aussie Andrew, I have the 12 newest colors. We are limited as to how many sets we have. We are only offering it as an I Want It All bundle. And he air freighted them over to us, so he could only air freight so many. It's not like I have oodles and oodles and oodles to sell, but we are the first in the world to have them. And we're going to be the first in the world to have them for a little bit of time because everything else is on a boat. So if you like the new, if you want to expand your collection to the next 12 Couture Creations alcohol ink markers that retail for $1.99 each, and that's the lowest price I can do is $1.99. You're going to want to put them in your cart. Yes. Okay, let me show you the Doorbuster deals and the product, and then we're going to get down to teaching because that's what we've got to do. I'm going to do samples real quick, and then I'll show you the Doorbusters. Are we ready? Okay. It's good to see everybody, and happy National Scrapbooking Day from all of us at Scrapbooking Made Simple and all of our manufacturers who really just appreciate how you support us so we can support them. All right, down we go. Down we go. And oh, nope, come on, in we go, yeah. There we go. Good, good, good. I know, not very high tech, but that's okay. All right, here's my first sample. This is a brand new stamp from Aussie Andrew. This is crepe paper from Sizzix. Crepe paper? Yeah, I know, right? This is a new stamp from Aussie Andrew. This is crepe paper from Sizzix. Really? Yes, really. This is a new stamp from Aussie Andrew. This is crepe paper from Sizzix. Amazing. Okay, let's talk about Doorbuster deals. So, Aussie Andrew has 2 Doorbuster deals, and I did a YouTube on these and posted it on Facebook and our YouTube channel. This is the first Doorbuster deal. It has 8 different items in it. They are all tools. It retails for $37.51, and it's yours for $14.99. What's in it? Well, first you get the bow maker. So an easy way to tie the perfect bows. This is that cool little pencil that you pick up rhinestones and things with. It's not like a colored pencil that you would use. This is a pickup pencil, and it's really, really awesome. You get a couple cool little funnels to put all your glitters or your embossing powders back with. I showed this tool because this is a little crimper. It's a distressor more than it is a crimper. I would have called it a distressor. And it distresses the edges of your paper, giving it that shabby chic look. You also get in that bundle 3 water paint brushes, so really beautiful, and I think those retail for over $7 all on their own. You get the rubber eraser, which if you are doing any kind of foiling or heat embossing, this will get off those little dots every now and then. You get the clips, the handy clips, so if you're doing any kind of heat embossing or something where you need to hold something and you want to make sure that you don't get your hands all over it, those are going to clip right in there. And you get some sponge brush sets, and I think I might use these next week. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use these next week. So this is everything you get in that one Doorbuster deal for $14.99. I mean, that's an amazing gift for somebody. That's a couple amazing gifts for a couple amazing somebodies. You could absolutely break that up and divvy it up between friends. Love this, but when they are gone, and everything goes back to regular price in our online store. So love that. That's the first one from Aussie Andrew. The second one is a cute little set of tools. Smaller set of tools, $12.75 is the retail. Your price is $5.99. But the big win in here are the scissors. Those scissors are not inexpensive. This is a great value for your $5.99. You've got a little piercer or a little pick, you've got the scissors, and you've got palette knives, all for $5.99. So those are Aussie Andrew's 2 Doorbuster deal bundles for National Scrapbooking Week, not day, week. Then I have the bundles from Sizzix, and I've got 2 different bundles. And these are crepe paper. And you're like, crepe paper, really? Now, Ellison made beautiful flowers with them. Ellison did gorgeous flowers with their crepe paper. I mean, they're really beautiful. And they have dyes. You could use all your floral dyes to create gorgeous crepe paper flowers. But we didn't use them for flowers at all. Oh, no, no, no. When you see the samples, you'll see what we did with them. They have 3 different packs of crepe paper. 1, 2, 3. So I don't have the exact same quantities on all 3 packs. So I was able to do some bundles. I was able to do bundle 1 that has all 3 packs in them. These sell for $19.99 each. So there's $60 worth of product right here. Your Doorbuster deal price is $14.97. They are 12 inches long by 24 inches. And my gosh, again, even if I sell out of it this week, I'm still going to use it. I'll show it again next week with the new Creative Expressions product because it really just works so good. But there is a sneak peek on this. So this is bundle 1 that gets you all 3 packs. Then there's bundle number 2 that gets you just 2 packs because they didn't have the same quantity for everything. So we bundled up what we could. So now you get 2 packs. They're different packs, absolutely. 2 packs for, they would be $39.98 and your price is $9.98. So it's up to you if you want the 3 or the 2. Makes no difference. It's what makes your heart happy. But by gosh, for $5 each, when they should retail for $19 each, again, This is an amazing gift for somebody. You don't have to tell them you spent $5 on them. Let them find it at Sizzix.com for $19.99 and think, wow, absolutely. And again, we did so much more. We didn't do any flowers with it. We did everything else but flowers with it. Then we have the launch of Aussie Andrew's newest stamps. There's 5 new stamps, and let me tell you, Aussie Andrew showed these to me a while ago, and he said, they're beautiful, I love them, they're beautiful, I love them. I said, how much are they gonna retail for? And he said, $19.99 each, and I said, ha! I said, I love you, Aussie Andrew, but no, we can't do $19.99 each, especially not for National Scrapbooking Day. And so he said, well, let me go back to the drawing board. I said, yes, let's go back to the drawing board, shall we? And he came back and he said, how about $12.99 for National Scrapbooking Day? And I said, oh, that's so much better. We're getting there. I said, but of course it's going to be on a YouTube Yummy. So then I need to be able to offer 20% off the $12.99 because we always do 20% off our YouTubes. And he's like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And he said, well, okay. Yay! So what would have been $100 came down to $13 each, came down to, I think they're $10 and some odd cents each for this week for National Scrapbooking Day. And oh my gosh, they're beautiful. And you don't just get the one stamp. He's like, this one's got 4 stamps. So they've added little bits and pieces. This one's got 5 stamps. Where they could, they've added little extra things for you to utilize. But we're going to be stamping with several of these today. So this is from Aussie Andrew, and they're launching today. We're the only ones in the United States to have them, and we're so thankful that we do. The other thing that we have for you is the new alcohol ink markers. So this is the next set of 12 alcohol ink markers. They retail for $1.99 each, and that's what they're going to stay. I cannot sell them for any less than that. Here are the new colors. I'm going to tell you, they're soft, they're pastel. The colors here don't really represent what they look like. Pay no attention to the numbers. The numbers mean absolutely nothing. They're not like a Copic where your numbers absolutely specify something and you pay attention to those. I don't know, these are just Aussie Andrew's numbers, and I don't know how he came up with them, but pay no attention to them. The colors are amazing. They're soft, they're sweet, they look beautiful. You've got a couple that are vibrant, and they really round out and help fill in where there was missing colors in the original 108. So we are only doing them in a bundle, and I only have so many bundles available. And then it will be probably maybe 3 months before we're able to get them back again. My guess is about 3 months, unless for some reason something changes that I don't know about. But what we have is what we have, and then it'll have to wait until we get them back in stock. So that is the product that we are really focusing on. I may use some of the crepe paper today. I'm not 100% sure if I will or not. A lot of our samples have it, and we'll see. I definitely will bring it back next week because it just lends so nicely to that product. I'm also going to be playing with Brunzil not colored pencils. Not colored pencils. I'm going to be playing with Brunzil watercolor pencils. And let me tell you how that came to be. So I'm going to tilt up just for a minute because I don't like, if I tell you something, I like talking to you. I know that I'm here and you're there, but it doesn't matter to me as far as I'm concerned. You're right here. So I was upstairs playing around with all of this stuff, trying to decide what I wanted to show you and how I wanted to show it to you and whether it was going to work or not. And SMS guy James came in, and he is in love with colored pencils. That's his go-to. It's his medium. He really has taken to it and enjoys coloring with them. But he saw in my tub, I have colored pencils and watercolor pencils by Brunzil, and he's like, well, what are watercolor pencils? I'm like, well, they're different. He goes, well, do you stick them in water? I mean, what do you do with them? He said, can you show me? Oh, my heart. Hello. My 21-year-old child, male child, wants me to show him how to use watercolor pencils. Yes, please. I'm like, of course I can show you. Let me do that right now for you. So stop everything, because really, what is more important than having time with your child who really wants to learn something that you do for your living? Woohoo! Talk about early Mother's Day present. Needed nothing else after that. So I pulled out the watercolor pencils and I showed him. And he worked with them. So now he's working with watercolor pencils and colored pencils. But he said, Mom, you need to show people the watercolor pencil so they understand the difference, because if I didn't understand the difference, they might not understand the difference. So that is where we're going to start today. We're going to start with watercolor pencils versus colored pencils, and then we're going to get into the Aussie Andrew product and the alcohol markers. And so if you are not an alcohol marker person, that's great. No worries. I have got watercolor pencils for you and show you just how easy peasy it is and what the difference is. All right, I'm going to get started for today. I'm going to tilt down and I think we'll get going. Are you ready? Welcome to National Scrapbooking Day 2022 at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Thank you for being here with me, and hopefully you're live chatting over here. Hi, everybody. Oh, and I got the, is it the Franz newsletter? I got it. We got it. And I read it. Oh, Peter the cat. Okay, down we go. Everybody's like, what is she talking about? Well, a follower sent me a family newsletter, so it was lovely, and I got it. And I also got, wait a minute, oh gosh darn it, Stacy, I also got from another wonderful customer, I got a flash drive, literally, of all of my YouTubes on flash drive. Oh my gosh, her husband did it. Put all of my YouTubes right on a flash drive and an index. I'm like, oh my gosh, the work that this must have taken. But thank you. That was so kind, and I love it. That was so thoughtful of you. Oh, okay, down I go now, for real. Okay, let's zoom on in. I probably lost about half of you out there, but people who are new, they kind of think I'm the crazy lady on YouTube, but that's okay. I've been called so much worse. All right, so paper. Let's talk colored pencils. So I use colored pencils a lot. They're an easy medium to use, and I use them with a product called Gamsol or mineral spirits. And that's all you use them with. When you color with them, they kind of go on like a crayon, and then you use the Gamsol and it softens it out. These are not watercolor pencils, however, they do look a lot alike. Which is which, right? One of these things isn't like the other, but it would be very hard to tell. The only way to know is the tin. So when you are out there looking for pencils, whether it's with us or at your local big box retailer or at your local independent store, what's important is to look at the label. Colored pencils are not the same as watercolor pencils. They are completely different. They act differently. You use a different medium to make them blend. And colored pencils I use all the time with Gamsol or mineral spirits. Watercolor pencils use water. But people get very confused about them. Let me open them up. Come on, there we go. People get very confused about them. How do you use a watercolor pencil? here. And I think I'll stick that there. All right, it's very simple. Watercolor pencils, first off, never go in water. Some people think that you would get a little cup and you would dip your pencil in water and then color with it. Watercolor pencils are never to touch water. I know them. Why do they call them watercolor pencils, right? Because what makes them magic is using water with them. So if I color this, kind of looks like a crayon, right? And if this was a colored pencil, I would take some Gamsol and a paper stubby and I would smooth this out. But a colored pencil, I take a little bit of water. Now I'm not going to spray it right on my paper. Oh, no, no. I'm going to put a little water right down there because I have learned if I put it in a little cup, I dump it. I'm going to get my paintbrush wet and I'm going to take, and it's going to make that watercolor pencil. It's going to take that pencil and it's going to turn it into a paint. You see it turning into a paint? That is what watercolor pencils do. It takes something that is in a pencil form, a pigment that's in a pencil form. So ease of use. And allows you to just add water and turn it into a paint. Now, colored pencils don't act like this at all. Not at all. Colored pencils don't move this much when you add Gamsol. This is a watercolor pencil. Can you blend watercolor pencils? Yes. Yes, you can. So there's some yellow. And I'll go ahead and do some red up here. And do you see that I've left lots of space in between? I don't know if that's too much space or not enough space, but let's see what I get. So I'm taking that yellow and let's grab that red. Probably too much space in between. Yeah, definitely too much space, but I got a beautiful ombre. Let's try again and use a little less space. So, and I'm going to take a deeper yellow. There we go. So I'm just scribbling. And let's take this one. And this time I left less space. Let's add some more water. Oh yeah, there we go. Absolutely, you can blend them together. And I am just using 100-pound cardstock. That's all I'm using. So I'm not even using really nice watercolor paper. And I can blend them together. Let's grab, oh, we can do it on the back side. Let's grab a pretty blue. This is obviously my go-to blue because I have none left. No, I still don't know about the Bronzil. These are a Bronzil sharpener. They're beautiful. It comes with extra blades. This was in a swag bag that was given to James at the NAMTA show. And I have literally, he wants it back. Don't get me wrong. I can't keep his pencil because, well, he does a lot of now colored pencil and watercolor pencil. So he wants it back. But I am waiting to hear from Royal Talons how much and how long it will take to get those pencil sharpeners in, because they're beautiful. So let's do a little yellow. And again, I just scribble, scribble. Let's add some water. Get the red out of my brush. So pretty. Beautiful blends. So pretty. So that's how watercolor pencils work. Now, people want to know what happens if I want to add more color. I've got color down there, but I wanted to add more of the blue. Can I? My paper is currently wet. And if I go in there to add more blue, and then I try to blend it out, it's going to be very hard to get rid of your scratch lines. See that scratch line? That's not going to want to blend out. If I added more red, my paper is still wet. Oh, see, it doesn't even want to go down. Because my paper is still wet, I can't even, so there it is, but I can't even get it down because my paper is still so wet. And what will happen is those scratch lines will become very difficult to blend out. They'll want to stay there. You don't ever want to add watercolor pencil to something that is wet. It just does not make it happy. It'll put the color down and you'll see, but then trying to blend out those scratch marks, really hard. The same token, you don't want to get your pencil wet. So I've got my watercolor pencil wet now. And again, it'll lay down my color kind of sporadically and not great. And then if I try to blend it, same thing. See those scratch marks? Very hard. Once your watercolor pencil is wet, let's see, put it right here. Once your watercolor pencil is wet, and you try to color with it, and then you try to blend it out, scratch marks. So if you get your pencil wet, see, it will leave color. And you can pick that color up and paint with it. If that's how you want to get your color down, you can do that. Absolutely. You just can't then take it and come in because it just won't move. So really, colored pencils or watercolor pencils are best kept dry. And you're like, but what if I want to add more color to something? Okay, I can do that. Let's get another piece of paper. You can either, one, choose to let your paper dry thoroughly and then come back in, or let's take, how about this pink? How about this pink? So I'm just playing, I'm just showing you. So I lay down some color, and now I want to turn it into a paint. but I want my color darker down here. I don't want it just one tone. I want it darker down here. How would I achieve that? Easy peasy. Grab another piece of scratch paper and make a palette out of it. So draw some on. Pick up my color and come back in and lay that down. And I can keep doing that until I get the color, the darkness that I'm looking for. And you can come back in and layer color down. That's one way of getting multiple colors or layering colors without taking your pencil and going right back on top. I could take a darker red and pick up that color and layer it into this one. And I could pick a darker, oh, maybe I'll go into a purple. I don't know, that seems kind of light. Yeah, that looks kind of light. What color do I want? How about maybe a blue? Let's try a blue. So lay down that color, pick it up, and come back in. That's how you would add color if your paper is still wet. You don't want to then come in and color on top, nor do you want to get your watercolor pencils wet. That's not what we're looking to do. So let's go ahead and let's stamp. So I'm going to take an Aussie Andrew stamp, and I think I'm going to use, so these are the 5 that we have that he thought $19.99, and I said no, and he said huh. Then he came back and he said $12.99, and I said oh, so close. I said $12.99, and then we're going to offer 20% off. And he said, oh, okay. So I'm going to do this one. And I'm going to bring over my stamp positioner. And pull it up. This is the, I still don't know the correct way of pronouncing it. Vasen. I'm going to go with Vasen. Stamp positioner, you use whatever makes your heart happy. I have gone ahead and put a piece of tape. I've built up some washi tape right here. It's probably 5 or 6 pieces, and layered it right on top because I like to build a little barrier right there so that my paper doesn't slide, it doesn't move. It's perfect right there. I lay my stamp where it is I want it on my paper. How about right there? And then I've got my magnets to cinch it down. And close it up. This is held in by magnets, not by a hinge. So I want to make sure everybody knows the difference. This is held in by magnets and not by a hinge. I'm going to press down, and by pressing down, it's going to cling that stamp right to my clear acrylic, what's acting as a block. Now I can ink it up, and I'm going to use my Hero Hues India ink. Ink, 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 ink. I'm going to close this up, and it's just going to click to those magnets. Click, click. And then I can press down. And I want to make sure I give a nice press everywhere. And I can go up and down a couple times if I want to make sure that I've got it all. And then I can pull it up, and there is my perfect impression. Had I had a little hole somewhere in here, had my stamp had a little hole somewhere in here, go a little bit down, there we go, well, maybe too much, I don't know. This is what you get when you're your own camera person. Had there been a little space in there where I hadn't stamped properly, all I have to do is re-ink this up, and because this is in the same position it was, click it back down and stamp again. So stamp positioners are a really handy thing, allowing you to either double stamp or add black ink again and again to darken and darken and darken, or if you have a little oopsie, fixes the oopsie, or if you're doing mass production, much easier to use. I like that this comes off because I can put that off to the side, and now I can use this as my little palette right here. This is my little workspace right here. And I'm going to go ahead and do it with my watercolor pencils. So I still think that I'm too in the wrong place, but we're just gonna, I guess we should just go with it, right? Okay, so watercolor pencils. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with a pretty, I don't know, that one looks good. I'm gonna do this one right here in a pretty red. So I'm gonna take, and I'm literally gonna scribble, scribble, scribble. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Hopefully my ink is dry. Can you see I just scribble, scribble, scribbled? Do you see how much negative space I've left? A ton of negative space, because once I add that water, I'm going to draw that color up and out. If I color the whole thing red, when I add my water, there's no place for the paint to go. It'll just be all one color, and we want definition and tone and highlight and depth and midtones. We want shadows and shadings out of this, right? But I only have this one pencil. So let's take my water and put a little right here. There we go. And get my paintbrush a little wet. And you're going to see me do this a lot. This is me taking the water and the paint off the brush, because that's how I get my shadings and my shadows. So I start with water on my brush. I don't want it too wet. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to pull that color up. And about halfway through, I'm going to pull some of that off my brush. And then I'm going to work it up a little bit more. And then I'm going to pull it off my brush. And then I'm going to go in and finish filling in my space. And ideally, what I was able to get is a highlight, a midtone, and a shadow. Darker down here, and it starts to get lighter and lighter as I go to the top. And the way I'm doing that is pulling the water and the color off my brush. So let's do the next one. So I'm going to go about halfway up, pull my color, go up a little bit more, pull my color, and then just kind of finish it off. It is absolutely that fast. Let's do my next one. A little bit of water. Don't want it too wet. Go in there, make my paint, pull my paint up, pull it off, grab it up a little bit more, pull it off, and then just at the very tip. It's that fast and it's that easy. It really is. Let's see, I've got a little bit, oh, I put my color away. Which color did I use? Well, I don't know if it's this one or not, but got a little bit of color back there and here. And I'm just gonna fill those in. A little bit of color goes a really long way with watercolor. All right, let's move to the next one. How about we do the next one in yellow? And again, I'm gonna just put some yellow, and I just scribble because I know I'm gonna make it into a paint. So I just scribbled right in there. And then I'm gonna take my water. I'm gonna make my paint, and I'm gonna start pulling it out. And the less water I have on my brush, the less paint I have on my brush, the lighter that yellow is going to become. All about the highlight and the mid-tone and the shadow. And let's see, where else do I have that flower? Right here and right there. And I'm just going to do just very little. Very little. Can you blend the colors? Yes, of course you can blend the colors, absolutely. What if I took, let's take this one and let's see what color this is. A little bit down here. And a little bit of water. And pull it. And then how about we take this one right here, and I do the tips here. My paper's not wet all the way up here. My paper's not wet all the way up here. My paper is wet down there. So now let's get that wet. And let's pull that down. And blend them together. Super soft, super easy. Do I want more color in there? Okay, if I want more color in there, remember what I do? I grab a scratch piece of paper. I add a little color over here. And I go in with my paintbrush. And I pick that color up and I come back and I paint it in. And now I've added more pink to it. What if we do this big one? And what if we do it, ooh, how about we do it in that pink? But we start with the yellow. So I'm gonna do this one yellow down at the bottom. I think I want that darker yellow. Yellow down at the bottom. And then the pink at the top. So watercolor pencils are very easy to use and they're very forgiving. A little bit of water. Pull up my yellow. Pull down my pink. Right into my yellow. And make a blend. And I just keep pulling it off. And I just make blends. You can do this. Anyone can do this. If you are a newbie to crafting, you got this. Not hard at all. Not hard at all. So let's take that pink. And this time we'll do the reverse. Scribble, scribble, scribble. And then water, water, water. And I'm going to pull that pink up. And then pull that yellow into my pink. No right, no wrong, it's just what it is. And if I want to add a little more pink, bring my palette over. Or if I want to add a darker pink, go in, grab it with some water. And add it in. And again, I'm just using 100-pound paper, not even watercolor paper. How to do that basket? Super easy. Let's see. Let's grab a brown. And I'm going to take and I'm going to do little L's with my color. Little L's. So you see, just little L's. Then I'm going to go in and grab that color. And pull it out so that it stays a little darker in that L and a little lighter as I pull it out. And I haven't gone back to get more paper or more water on my paintbrush. A little water goes a really long way. This is fast and easy and effective. And if you wanted more brown, come back in, grab your palette, put a little brown there, and I could go back in and add a little darker color on some of those L's if I wanted it to have a little bit more shadow. Make it look like it's got a little more shading in there. And in no time at all, this is done. It doesn't take much. And you really can't make mud. It's really hard to make mud with watercolor pencils. It just is. Go in there with some green. And just leave yourself plenty of negative space. A little bit of water. Go in there and get that color. And just move it out. And you see me doing this. That's me taking the water off my brush. You saw how easy this was. This did not take any thought, any real talent at all. It's all about just scribbling your color down and letting the water do the work. The most important thing is to keep your watercolor pencils dry. That's it. That if you can keep your watercolor pencils dry, you will find that you are going to be so successful doing this. And the look is beautiful. Well, it helps that the stamp is beautiful. Okay, simple, right? Pretty easy peasy. Let's move on. What if I wanted to use Aussie Andrew's new alcohol markers? And you can see I didn't use so much water because I kept doing this. My paper did not get all, it didn't all ball up. This is just 100-pound cardstock. It's not watercolor paper. If I had watercolor paper, the colors would even move more. You would even need less. But I want to use what most of you will have, which is just white cardstock. It's all about pulling that water off and keep moving that color. It's all what it's about. And you can do this. So what if you wanted to use Aussie Andrew's alcohol markers? Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to grab another stamp. And I think I'm going to use this one. And again, this isn't the only stamp on here. Let's see, you've got a little heart, you've got a few little extra things on here that he gave you. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put this, get a piece of paper, and I'm going to line my paper up against my little handmade jig that I did out of washi tape. Put my stamp right down on top. Oh, my paper's a little small. Rotate my stamp a little bit. And close it up. That's going to keep my stamp in place. Now I can ink it up with my Hero Hues. This is India ink. India ink does not move with water. When you're using water or alcohol-based markers, you need an ink that isn't going to move. So a Tim Holtz Distress ink is gonna move. I don't know if his black soot will move too, but you need to be sure that whatever ink you're using is okay to be used. Some hybrid inks are okay, some are not. You just have to try. I think I've got it inked up pretty good. Click it in place and press. Oh, that looks so good. Ooh. Look at how good that stamped image is. That looks yay, right? Beautiful. Love, love, love it. So I'm just going to leave it here and work straight on here. And this time I don't need any water because I'm going to be using alcohol-based markers. So these are new, the 12 newest colors. He has 108 plus 12. Now there's 120 colors. Again, his numbers don't really mean anything, so don't pay too much attention to the numbers. They don't really mean anything. If you were talking Copics, then the numbers are very important to what you're doing. Are these a Copic? I don't know. The ink is pretty darn good, and we really do like them. And they're very, very usable. Copics are a wonderful marker, a wonderful pen. They've been around for years and years. Mr. SMS used to use Copics when he was drawing homes. He knew what a Copic was long before I did. The retail for Copics now, this would be comparable to a sketch pen, is about $7.99. And they're refillable. Copics are refillable. These are $1.99, and while they could be refillable, he has not done refills for them because at $1.99 they're just so darn inexpensive. It has the brush tip at one side and the bullet point at another, so it's not a chisel and a bullet point. You need that brush tip, and they really do a beautiful job especially for the price that they are. I think I'm going to color these real quick so you can see. The one thing that I do have to say is that sometimes the colors on the lids are not exactly representative of what the colors are in the marker, the actual color of the ink. And I think that this would probably be, you know, to me, I don't know if that looks green or if that looks blue, but when I did it, see, I think that those are two different colors. I actually like this color better than I like the lid. Right? And here, so I have a couple pinks here. And 137, 198, 196. So to me, a 137 would be a lighter color pink. And that's definitely a light pink. Ooh. But then I grabbed the 196. And to me, that's almost even a lighter pink. I don't know. And then I grabbed the 198. So he's definitely added color where he was missing colors before. These are so soft and so sweet. Oh, here's the, no, wait, that's my jade green. See, I don't know. I don't know that those two are exactly look alike or not. I don't see that. I love the color, but the lid, man. So that is why Aussie Andrew has checkbooks. And we will have the checkbooks on sale for you. Yes, we'll put the checkbooks on sale too, because his little checkbooks have all the colors, and then it has room for you to put in the new colors. So that way you can see what the colors actually are. You swatch them out. It's just this checkbook that has that has all the colors in it. We will do that. We will add the checkbook. Did I forget this pink? I forgot this pink. So these are the new colors. I'm running out of room. Oh, okay, it's a good thing I put that over there. All right, so the new colors. I like them. I think they're beautiful. I love how soft they are. Right? They're just pretty. Look at how soft that is. Now let's do something with them now that we know what colors we have. So I think I'm going to bring this over, and I think I'm going to start with one of the pale pinks. And I'm going to start with the 196. So I'm going to color in with one of my pale pinks. And I want you to not be afraid of alcohol markers. They're not hard. The entire thing about making them work well is keeping your paper wet with the ink. The ink wants to naturally blend. And the ink also doesn't leave lots of little, with regular markers, you get those little lines. Alcohol ink blends into itself. So it's all about keeping the paper wet with the ink. I'm going to come back through, I'm going to start, and I'm just going to lay down, some pink. Some of my light pink. So I'm just going to lay down some light pink. And then I'm going to come back, and over the top of that, I'm going to add a little bit of my darker pink. In fact, I think I'll keep this one open. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to add a little bit of my darker pink in right over that light pink. And then I'm going to come back with that lighter pink and kind of soften it in there. Yeah, 198, 196. I'm going to soften it in there. A little bit here. And kind of soften it in there. Bit down here and kind of blend it in and soften it in there. A little bit in here and then kind of soften it in there. So now as this dries, that color is going to lighten up and kind of blend out. And I can come back in and darken down here. And then just kind of feather it in. And darken down here. So I'm only using 2 markers and kind of feather it in and darken it down here and feather it in because I'm keeping that ink wet. The whole idea is keeping that ink wet so it has time to move. Okay. I say we let it dry for a minute and it will soften as it's drying. And once it's dry, I can figure out where I need to come back and add more color. So I can, this I don't have any color on yet. And then I can just drop some of this in there just to get some shadow going. And as it dries, I can see if I want to come back with more and deepen that color even more. It's all up to me how much color I want to put down. And the darker I have it towards the bottom, the lighter it's going to look towards the top. I'm only using 2 markers. And I'm getting the shading and the shadow. I'm getting the shading and the shadow that I want. It's really easy. It's all about giving the marker time to bleed into each other, to blend into each other. If you let the markers dry. Now I could come in and I could, let's see. I could come in and let's do some of my leaves. And I could just color all my leaves green, just so I can see where they are. So getting them all colored green. Okay, so now I've got my leaves kind of a light green, so at least I can see where they are. But alcohol ink dries so quickly, so fast, that this leaf is already dry. Already dry. So if I want to come back and I want to add a color, let's try this one. It's a weird color, right? If I want to go back and add this color in, I want to wet my leaf again, just so my new color has an opportunity to kind of bleed into it and smooth itself on out. Just want to add a little bit more color so it's wet again, so then I can come back in. And add some of this color. And because that green was wet, it allows this color to kind of move into it and force a blend. It doesn't have to be challenging. It doesn't have to be 3 colors in the same color family. And then so now I've added some depth. And because I kept that leaf wet while I did it, oh, see how beautiful? Look at how beautiful as that dries. Yum. So now I can come back with another leaf. And I can get this one. I can re-wet it. I don't even have to re-wet the whole thing. I'm just going to re-wet where I'm going to put my other color. Just a little bit outside of where I'm going to put my other color so it has something to kind of blend in to. And have it make that blend. And as this one dries, look at how good it looks. Alcohol markers can be as easy as you want them to be. They can make or break your entire, how you view them, how you look at them, how you start with them can make or break whether you love them or not. If you approach them in it's only paper. This is only paper. That's all it is, and a $1.99 marker. So if I don't like what I get, can I try again? Yes, because it's a $1.99 marker. It's not a $7.99 marker where you want to be oh so careful with the ink. What if I took this one and I did this one in pink? Oh, got outside the lines a little bit. And that's probably a leaf over there, but you know what? In fact, this whole thing is probably a leaf, but we're going to make it a flower. What if I took and I made that whole thing a super light pink, but then I came back with this super dark pink? As long as I've got it wet, I have an opportunity to make a blend. No, these colors aren't anywhere close to each other in the color family. They're pretty much a world away, but we're going to pretend that they are. And now we're going to let that ink do its thing. And I'm going to stop. And I'm going to give it its opportunity to blend and to move and to make a beautiful blend. How about we do the butterfly? How about I take that really pretty soft blue, and then how about we do the pink? And then let's come back with that soft blue. And just at that demarcation line, just kind of get it wet again. And then how about that, a little bit of the dark blue. And a little bit of that pink in there, just on that demarcation line, just to kind of keep it moving and that color blending into each other a little bit. And then what if I come in here with this really bold pink? So blue and pink aren't supposed to blend together, right? That's not what's supposed to happen, but it's what we're making happen. I might take this all the way, take it all the way up. And then his body. All right, well, we're gonna let it dry and see what happens. It's only paper. What's the worst that can happen? I look at it and I say, ooh, maybe, probably not. I think I want a little more blue. I'm starting to dig my butterfly. It really is what you make of them. They don't have to be difficult. They don't have to be scary. They don't have to be expensive. It's really up to you how you want to go. At the price, it allows you to really get in there and try. What was this, 196? And I can kind of color this. Kind of the rest of the way. And then decide where I want to add my darker pink. And then just let it, just kind of let it blend into each other. Am I the most proficient person in alcohol ink markers? No, I've never taken a class. I've never gone to a Copic anything. I've never really watched anybody. I just sit and I play. And I know that I have nothing to be afraid of because it's only paper. That's it. That's all it is paper. And a $1.99 pen and a $10 stamp. So could I do this? Let's swap. Let's take and let's do this one. Nope. Nope. Let's do this one real quick. Let's swap this one out. See if it's big enough. Yes, yes it is. Put my ink on. Line it up. Ooh, by the hair of a chinny chin chin. I missed a spot right there. I don't think I have any ink on there. All right, we're gonna be okay with it. And then give it a second to dry. And then let's take and do this one. So a little bit of blue on that one. And ooh, let's see how dark this purple is going to get. Because this purple is so light, but we'll try. We'll add some blue back in. I'll finish that blue at the top. And let's add some of that darker blue in. And let's give it a chance to make a blend. Okay, let's leave that one and let's come back. I did that super light purple. This one's going to be really dark, so I don't know what we're going to get. See if we can make a blend. And then you have to give it time. You have to step away and move to another flower. You can always come back and re-wet it. Always come back and re-wet it. But you've got to give it a chance to do its thing. Okay, so when I say that, I mean that to me too, right? Okay, so I'm going to step away because I know I need to give it a moment to do its thing. And I know, right? How about a pink and a blue? Pink and blue go together? I don't know. Why not? It's my flower and it can be anything it wants to be. I need to go back in with some blue on that. And let's take some blue, and I know I need to go back in. I can tell right now I've got to go back in. And do some blue there. I don't know what we're gonna get. Should I do the purple? Maybe purple. All about keeping it wet. And then letting it do its thing. Okay, I'm going to let it do its thing. I know I said that I was. Just let it do its thing. So we have watercolor pencils, alcohol markers. That looks so pretty. I love that. What makes your heart happy? You have options. I can go back in there and soften that out again. Oh, that wasn't the right pink. Stacy! Oh well, I put the wrong pink in. I put purple in there, but that's okay. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. What do you prefer? Which are you more comfortable with? Which do you want to try? Ooh, right? Trying is always good. Let's see. And I'm only using the new colors that he came out with. I haven't pulled in any colors that are older out of the original 108. If I did this. I just color my whole basket. And then I go back. And I do the same thing. I do my L's. Come back in and kind of re-wet it with my lightest color that I put in there. So you can see I put that lightest color in there, and then I'm coming back and adding my darker color, and because it's wet, I'm forcing the blend. Not sure I like the pink and the purple. Yeah. We'll see. My purple's too purple. The purple on purple look great. I'm just redoing my L's. Yeah, that looks great. And easy. Not so sure I'm crazy about my color at the top. Can I do anything about it? I don't know. Well, I'm starting to like that a little bit better. So I'm just fixing my mistake. Oh, I think I like that. I do like that better. It's not such a stark transition from the purple into the pink. Now that I've got kind of a medium pink going on, I do think I like that better. I might even add just a little bit more purple back in. Oh, I like that a lot better. Okay, well, we fixed. Now you may be saying, oh, it was fine the first time. I don't think it was. Oh, no, wrong pink. Need my darker pink. Darker pink. Oh, Stacy. Purple lid on the pink. Well, I do. I think that that's much better. I'm happier with that. And I'm happier with I love my little basket. I love my blue and teal flower. So choices are yours. And then I could come back and piece of paper and stamp and up and down, ink, stamp. Oh, I forgot to put my magnets. Didn't matter. Happy day. And just like I did these, I could come in and I could come in and scribble, 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 scribble. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Keep my brush dry, well, my pencil dry, and my brush not very wet. I want to keep that one. A little bit of water. Go in, pick up, and constantly be taking the water off. less water, the more highlights and shadings you're able to achieve. Little bit of scribble, doesn't take much. Watercolor pencils will last you for pretty much a lifetime because it takes such little, I mean, look at how much negative space I'm leaving. So watercolor pencils and colored pencils are totally different things. Colored pencils, we use mineral spirits and Gamsol to melt the wax in the pencil so it will smooth out and blend. It will never blend quite like a watercolor pencil, but it's a beautiful effect colored pencils are, and I use them all the time. Watercolor pencils are equally as easy, very forgiving, and just like colored pencils, not much skill required. And if you saw what I did with Aussie Andrew's alcohol markers, you saw that I made blends where really you weren't supposed to be able to make blends. Traditionally, if you follow an alcohol blending class, you know, they're really about the color wheel and what will work together and what won't work together. And I'm a fly by your seat kind of pants kind of girl. I'm a like, let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? We don't like it. All right, well, I'll fix it. Absolutely. And we can go in and just start layering our colors down. And get that highlight and that mid-tone and that shadow. What you can't do is then take watercolor pencil and put it on top of wet paper or get it wet in water. You want to keep them as dry as you possibly can. Scribble, scribble, scribble. And maybe a little here. And let's see, some water. And just kind of blend them in. Oh, it's definitely an interesting colored leaf, but no question about it. That's definitely an interesting colored leaf. Oh no, that's almost a Christmas green. I want more leaf green. So let's just fix it. Tone it down. What is it, an Everest green or a... Tone it down. Ha! That's a little better. I could keep working it. It's not as as green, Christmassy green as it was. Suppose I could probably even add a little bit of a brown. Now am I going to destroy it? Am I going to go too, that's not brown. Brown. That's a little better. Am I going to take it too far? I don't know. Am I going to be upset if I do? No, it's only paper. Oops. Just keep working it. Eventually I will have added enough water so that my paper is going to start to ball up because it's not watercolor paper. But hey, I'm okay. So, alcohol ink markers, watercolor pencils, alcohol ink markers, watercolor pencils, your choice, easy peasy, both of them, neither of them anything to be afraid of. All right, so I showed you the Doorbuster deals, and I'll tell you, a lot of the samples that we have the beautiful crepe paper. Who would think crepe paper, right? Crepe paper, who would think that? But it is amazing, the value. So I've got the 2 deals for you. 2 packs, are these the right 2 packs? 2 packs for $9.98 as opposed to $39.99. And then I have the 3 packs for $14.97 versus almost $60. So pretty. Love them. And if you watched the YouTube that sneak peeked them, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I'm going to show you this in next week's YouTube. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But you're going to see a lot of this in the samples that are made today. So get your crepe paper now, and then stay tuned next week for the creative expressions. Oh, it's so good. So then what's on sale? Well, we've got the Doorbuster deals. The 2 from Aussie Andrew on the tools. Here it is. 2 from Aussie Andrew on the tools. I mean, you can't go wrong. You get so much, and this one's amazing. I mean, the water brushes alone are over $7, and you're getting it all for $14.99. I mean, really, I'm not exactly sure how he did it, but if you add everything up, and we sell all of this open stock, it came to $37.51. And then the scissors are the key on this one. The scissors are just the little fussy scissors, the detail scissors. They're really great. So those are the 2 Doorbusters from Aussie Andrew. You've got the Doorbusters from Sizzix. We have got the brand new colors of alcohol ink markers, 12 new colors. We're only selling it in the I Want It All. We are very limited into how many of these we have. So, and it'll take months before we get them back. So if you already have his alcohol markers, you're going to want to add these to the collection. I have I think we're the only ones in the United States, I'm sure we're the only ones in the United States to have his latest and greatest stamps. So I love the images. They're just beautiful. Love the images. He said $19.99. I said, he said $12.99. I said, absolutely, but we're putting them on sale. So we'll have the I Want It All bundle for you, or you can get them in open stock, whatever makes your heart happy. I will definitely put the watercolor pencils on YouTube Yummy. We have the 12 pack, the 24 pack, and the 36 pack. They are different than a traditional colored pencil. They're the Bronzil. So we'll do the 36, the 24, and the 12. I'll put the checkbook on sale for you so you can swatch out all of your alcohol markers. Checkbook is so handy. You can keep it with you wherever you go, and you know what colors you're using. Or if you're creating and you're not sure what color something is and you don't want to test it, just open your checkbook and you've got the color right there for you. Absolutely. I think that's it. I think that's it. And I'm still waiting to hear about my Bronzil pencil sharpeners. As soon as I know, you'll know. All right, so let's do samples. Okay, so like I said, you're going to see a lot of the crepe paper in my samples. Here's the tag that I showed you in the beginning. Crepe paper die cut out, crepe paper die cut out. So pretty. Here's the Celebrate. Die cut all the crepe paper into little circles. Here we just used the crepe paper as the backing, and it's so rich looking. Who would have ever thought? Die cut it, mat it, look at how rich it is, and it adds that texture to your card, to your mixed media, to your layouts. It just adds a beautiful element. Look at this one. Love this. And you've got crepe paper on the side with a touch of gold wax. Ooh, yum. Aussie Andrew stamps. So pretty. And here again, we've got the crepe paper acting as the mat. Aussie Andrew stamps. I'm seeing if they used any of the colors. They've used a little bit of glitter on top of alcohol ink markers. Here we've got the crepe paper die cut out. A little bit of bling bling on it. Now they fussy cut that stamp out. That's Aussie Andrew's new stamp. Couture Creations. Here you've got the crepe paper. So the color blocking down the center, it's got a little bit of shimmer and shine on it. You've got Couture Creations' new stamp. Again, here's 3 colors of the crepe paper, 4 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that one, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 colors of the crepe paper making up your background. They fussy cut the stamp out. The crepe paper just acting as a mask or as a mat, and it's got a little bit of glitter to it. You got Aussie Andrew Couture Creations alcohol ink markers. Crepe paper acting as a color block and a mat. Crepe paper acting as color block and mat. It's pretty cool, right? And for that price, oh my gosh. Here we've got Aussie Andrew. Oh, this one's James's. And he put the crepe paper as the backing. But that's James's card. Gosh, I wonder if I missed one of his. Look at how cute this is with the die cut of the crepe paper, and it's got some of the wax on it for next week. And you've got Couture Creations' new stamp. And look at how cute is this. This is just using the crepe paper. She fringed it. This is SMS girl Renee. How darling is that, right? Look at this, how cute this is. She just fringed it. Dare to Dream, and you've got the crepe paper cut as the oval, and they oval cut the stamp. And here you have again just a little bit of the crepe paper right there, just to add a little dimensional element. These are beautiful. That's done with Aussie Andrew Couture Creations' new alcohol markers. And look at this. Oh, Claire, this looks beautiful. Again, crepe paper in the background. And I showed you this one in the beginning. And I think I showed you this one in the beginning. And here. No, I bet this one's I think so. This is James's first attempt at watercolor. Yay for him! There's James's first attempt using watercolor, and I think he did an amazing job. First attempt. That's pretty rock star. Okay, and then I have a layout for you. Again, using, look at how pretty the crepe paper is. And she made she did a braid of crepe paper down the center, and you've got it here acting as your mats. She's used Aussie Andrew's flowers, right? That is such a phenomenal deal, such an amazing deal. And just in case you actually want to make flowers, I've got beautiful flowers from Sizzix, done out of their crepe paper. How pretty are those? Use a Sizzix die, cut flower after flower after flower, and start to build. All right, you guys, it's me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Happy National Scrapbooking Day. You're like, wait a minute, it's only over? It's already over? It's only 2 hours? Well, yeah, this time. It makes up for the ones that are 3 hours. So where are you going to find all of this great product? Well, I'd like to say you'll find it at your local independent scrapbooking store, but this time I don't think so. This time it's going to have to be here if you want it. We've got the worldwide launch on those alcohol markers. We've got the brand new stamps found only here in the United States. Can't get them anywhere else right now. We've got them first. We've got the crepe paper for an amazing deal from Sizzix. We've got all those tools from Aussie Andrew on a Doorbuster deal. I mean, I think there's a little something for everybody. And because this is a regular YouTube Yummies sale, it's not a ships when it ships. You can certainly take advantage of those Doorbuster deals and hold them until you need them for the holidays or birthdays or anniversaries. So I'm excited to be able to say that to you. Again, our empty markers have come in, and so we are filling those orders. 442 is being filled, 443 is being filled, and the orders that were from the YouTube Yummies only for 447, which was my 4th of July or patriotic collection, which has sold out. So those are also being filled. We are just the little engine that could, and we refuse to give up. We are just going to keep going. There is no stopping Scrapbooking Made Simple, and there's no stopping you with your creativity. You can do this. All right, you guys, I will see you next week. For those of you, happy Mother's Day, and I hope you enjoy a loving day with your family, or maybe a nice quiet day with a cup of tea on your own, whichever works for you. Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. All right, you guys, I'll see you next week. Bye. Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Happy National Scrapbooking Week. Bye.